So go ahead and get yourself comfortable, whether it's on your bed, on your sofa, or on the floor. I would suggest having some supports nearby. So if you have a couple pillows, you can put one behind your head if you'd like. You can put one underneath your knees, and I'll give you some ideas as we go through the class. But just make sure you're somewhere comfortable. Now, if it's really uncomfortable to be completely flat, especially if you have breathing issues or it just doesn't feel right, feel free to be on an incline too, so you can prop yourself up with a couple more pillows. But take a couple seconds here, moments, just to establish a nice, comfortable position. You're going to relax, just make little adjustments, and just let your weight sink into the ground. And you're going to start by taking a couple deep breaths, breathing in from the belly, sending the breath deep into the abdomen, and a nice, slow, long exhale. You can breathe in and out through your mouth or your nose. It's up to you. Just think of breathing slowly. And you're welcome to keep your eyes closed for the class and just peek over periodically if you need to. But I'll try my best to be as descriptive as possible. If it's uncomfortable to have your legs completely straight, you can also bend your knees and plant your feet on the ground if that feels better for you. And we're just going to send that breath into the belly. Watch your chest and your belly rise and fall. With every exhale, see if you can sink into your surface a little bit more. And keep going, just nice deep breaths. Just do one more really focused breath here. And obviously you want to continue just breathing nicely. We're going to shift our attention to our feet. So keeping your legs straight, you're going to point your toes down towards the floor like you're pushing on the gas pedal with both feet. And then you're going to lift your toes towards your head. And you're just going to go back and forth. Push your toes towards the floor and then lift away. You can pair this movement with your breathing. Inhaling as you lift your toes towards you, exhaling as you push your toes down and away from you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, pull the toes towards you. Exhale, push down. And again, inhale, pull the toes towards you. Exhale, push down. And then just relax your ankles. Just find a nice neutral position. You're going to choose a leg now. Doesn't matter which one. And you're going to bend it. You can slide your heel to do this, or you can just lift your foot up and place your foot on the ground or on your bed with your knee bent. And then just pause there for a moment. And then with the same leg, you're going to straighten out your leg slowly. Okay, we'll do that about 5 times. So again, you can just lift your leg up and place your foot down, bending your knee, or you can glide your heel. I'm on a yoga mat here, so my heel tends to stick. So it's easier for me to just lift it up and place it down, pause for a moment, and then straighten out. And we're just moving really slow. There's no need to move fast. Continuing to focus on the breathing. One more time. Now this time you'll keep your knee bent. So plant your foot on the bed or the floor. Keep your knee bent. And then what you're going to do from here is you're going to gently push your low back into the ground and then relax. So right now you should feel a little bit of an arch in your low back. It's a little bit of space between your low back and the ground. And you're going to push your low back to try to make that space disappear. So you're pushing that low back into the ground. You should feel your abdominal muscles engaged just a little bit here. And relax. Try your best not to hold your breath. And again, push your low back into the ground. Think of pushing your belly button towards the ground. So you're not sucking your belly button in, but just tilting the pelvis. You may even feel your hips want to rise and rock here. And relax. It helps to breathe out when you're pushing your low back down. And again, push your low back into the ground, breathing out. Inhale, relax, and we'll do that one more time. Push the low back into the ground. It's called the pelvic tilt. And relax. Very nice. And now with that leg that's bent, you can straighten it out slowly. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So with your other leg now, you can slide your heel or you can lift up your leg and plant the foot down onto the ground. Pause, you can take a breath and then straighten it out. We'll do that 5 times. Bend the knee again, slide the heel if you're able to. Plant the foot down and just sink into this position. So take a moment to just settle in and then straighten out. And when your legs are straight, you can also just take a moment there to settle and relax. Notice if you're holding any tension that you don't need to hold on to. Bend the knee again, planting the foot down. Your knee should be bent to about 90 degrees, but you don't have to be super strict with it. Just place your foot somewhere comfortable. Continue to breathe 2 more times. Bend the knee, plant the foot down, settle in, and then straighten out the leg. And then on this last one, we'll keep the knee bent, planting the foot on the ground. And we're going to focus on our low backs now. So right now you should have a little bit of a curvature in your low back. You take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, push your low back into the ground. You'll feel your pelvis tilt. And inhale, relax. Push your low back into the ground on the exhale. Feel the abdominal muscles engage. Inhale, relax. Push the low back down. If you feel your neck starting to really engage, you're just working a little bit too hard. So don't go that far. You don't have to push that hard. 2 more times. Push the low back down into the ground. So you don't want to go so hard that you're lifting your head up off of the ground. And one more time, breathe out, push the low back into the ground. And then inhale, relax, good. And then you can straighten out your legs. And I just want you to bring your toes together and then toes apart. Toes together, toes apart. Right, just gentle rocking of your legs from side to side. Toes together, toes apart. Together and apart, back and forth. We're moving with control, so try not to just drop your ankles out. You want to see if you can control the movement and make it nice and smooth. One more time, toes together and apart. Very nice. And next you're going to bend both knees. So bend your knees, plant your foot on the ground, and then bend your other knee. And you want your feet to be about hip width apart. So you don't want them completely together here, just about hip width apart. And what you're going to do is let your knees fall open. Okay, you might feel a gentle adductor stretch in the inner thighs, and then you're going to squeeze your thighs together, really gentle here. Just press them together, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then let them fall open again. You can inhale. Exhale, gentle squeeze. Inhale, open up the knees, let the hips fall open as long as there's no pain. Exhale, squeeze the thighs together, very gentle. You're just applying a gentle press. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze the thighs together. Very nice. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, open up. And exhale, squeeze. Good. And then just bring the knees back in line with your ankles here, not squeezing, not opening up. Now we're going to do what we call a floor press. So you're going to think about the soles of your feet, the bottom of your feet in contact with your bed or the floor. And you're going to just start to gently press the soles of the feet into the ground and feel your legs engage. Now you don't have to lift up your hips or anything here. You're just pressing down, feel the legs, the muscles of your legs turn on, and then slowly relax. So I know you can't really see me doing anything, but what I'm doing is I'm just pushing my feet into the floor. So push the feet into the floor. You may feel the hips get a little bit lighter. Sometimes they might rise a little bit too, and that's fine. And relax. Push the feet into the ground with control. Try to be even on both sides. And I just want you to go to a point where you feel your leg muscles working, but they don't have to be working hard. There's nothing wrong with being gentle as we exercise and as we move. So you're just turning it on and off, pushing your feet into the ground and then gently relaxing. Now everything that we do requires 100% of our effort. Most things in our day-to-day life will require a small to medium amount of effort. And then occasionally we need to exert the maximum amount of force possible. But when we're exercising, we tend to train in the hardest way that we possibly can. And that's not always necessary when we're practicing movement. I think it's important to practice movement in a way that we're going to utilize it in our day-to-day life. And in most of our lives, that's a small to medium amount of effort. And we look for sustainability. So we're just pushing the feet down. Right? We're looking for sustainability. We're looking for endurance. We're looking for efficiency. Push the feet down. And relax. Yeah, it's just really nice to engage those leg muscles without having to overly exert yourself. We'll do that one more time. Push the legs into the ground and relax. And now this time you're going to bring your feet and your knees together. Okay, we're going to let the arms come right out to the sides here. If you're on your couch and you don't have the option to hang your arms off to the side, that's fine. You can just bring them by your side. It doesn't really matter too much here. And what you're going to do is you're going to slowly let your knees fall to one side just a couple of inches. You don't have to go very far. I don't want you to go so far that you have to really work hard to bring your knees back up. And then bring your knees over, back to midline, and then over to the other side. So just a couple inches. You might feel your opposing hip lift ever so slightly, but you don't want it to lift up completely. All right, so just side to side, gentle rocking. Get a nice rhythm. Okay, you're working on breathing here. And we'll just do that a couple more times. Back and forth.
And what you're going to do now, so come back to the midline here. You're going to drop your knees to one side and your head is going to turn to the opposite side. So I'm dropping my knees to the left. My head is gently going to turn to my right. And then I'm going to come back to the center line at the exact same time. So my knees come to the middle, my head comes back to center. So now I'm in line. And now I'll move in the other direction. So my knees will fall to the other direction. My head slowly turns at the same rate to the other side. And then slowly come back, meet in the middle. All right, and we're just going to find a nice rhythm here, being really gentle and moving really slowly. Always meeting in the middle at the same time. You can close your eyes and take some gentle breaths. Knees fall to one side, head falls to the other. And this is one of my all-time favorite exercises or movements. I find it very relaxing. It allows me to pay attention to pretty much my entire body from my head to my toes. This is one that I can do when I'm sick. I can do this when I'm tired. I can do this in my bed. So I love it because it's just very accessible. And just keep going here. You can take your time. The more time you spend doing this one, the better. One thing you'll also note is that you're having a gentle twist of your abdomen. This is really good because a lot of your organs live here. And in order to keep your organs healthy and nourished, you need to be able to move. This helps massage those organs and promote blood flow to all the areas, all the tissues that live inside of your abdomen. So it keeps everything nice and healthy. It's like a massage for your gut. It's really good for your digestive system. Helps everything move. And a couple more times here now. You may even notice that your stomach starts to make a little bit of noise, and that's a really good thing. That's a good sign that you're transitioning into what we call the rest and digest part of your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system. And good. Whenever you're done that last repetition, just find yourself in the middle here. And you can straighten out your legs. This might be a good time if you have a pillow to pop a pillow underneath your knees because you don't really need to move your legs anymore. Maybe even get a blanket over you if you have that. All right, and you're going to straighten out your arms, palms facing the ceiling here, right? That's going to help you open up the shoulders. And I want you to think about the back of your shoulders, just the very back where your arm connects to your torso. You're going to gently push that part of your shoulder into the ground or the bed. Really gentle. Hold it for 2 to 3 seconds and then relax. And we'll just do about 8 repetitions there. So push the back of the shoulders into the bed. So you're not squeezing your shoulder blades together, you're just pressing the shoulders down. And relax. And these are super subtle movements, so don't worry if you can't get them right away. Back of the shoulders into the ground. If you imagine you're lying on a sandy beach, the goal is to just press the shoulders enough that you displace the sand. But you're not trying to bury your shoulders into the ground. Just displace the sand and relax. Check in with your breath. Let's do that 2 more times. Pressing the shoulders down into the ground, not squeezing, just pushing down. You may feel your chest rise a little bit as you do this. And 1 more time. Good. Okay, now you'll bring your attention to the back of your head, the part of your head that's coming in contact with your bed or the ground. And same idea here, you're just going to do a gentle press. So the pressing the back of the head into the ground really softly, and then relax about 2 to 3 seconds for the hold. Push back gently. You should feel some muscles in the back of your neck along your spine. You should feel those engage. If you can't feel them, you can even take your fingertips and place them just on either side of the spine. And as you push your head back, you should feel these small little muscles turn on, and then as you relax, you should feel them soften up. Right? And that's just a good way to know if you're doing it correctly. If you feel muscles in the front of your neck working really hard, then you're probably pushing back a little bit too hard. Right? You want to keep everything relaxed and just feel those posterior, those back muscles working. Keep breathing. Gentle head press and relax. 2 more times. Gentle head press and relax. 1 more. Press, hold it, and relax. Good. And let's go back to the shoulders. So you're thinking of the back of your shoulders. You're going to press that down and relax. Shoulder press down into the ground and relax. Push down. Inhale, relax. Exhale, push down. Inhale, relax. I always love timing my movement with my breath. And relax. 2 more times. Push down. Relax. And 1 more time. Push the backs of the shoulders into the surface. Okay, and then bringing the attention to the back of the head again. You're going to push the back of your head into the ground and relax. Gentle press. It's more gentle than you think. And relax. Gentle press. Hold it for a few seconds. Relax. And you're not tucking your chin into your chest, you're just pressing the back of your head into the ground. You can imagine you're on a beach and you're just creating a little indentation in the sand with the back of your head. 2 more times. Press. Relax. Press. And relax. And very good. And now you're just going to focus on your breath. Taking deep inhales and very slow, long exhales. All I want you to do is slow it down. Don't overthink the technique of breathing. You've been doing it your whole life. You're doing something right. Just see if you can slow it down. and you're more than welcome to just hang out here for as long as you'd like. If you need to come back to life a little bit, just take your time. Move your fingers and your toes around. You can move your wrists and your ankles. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. But again, there's no need to. You can hang out on your bed or your floor for longer if you'd like. Just take your time because you might be a little bit lightheaded. And I hope this can be a good start to a nice evening wind down routine. So try not to do anything too overstimulating. Maybe have a cup of tea, read a book, light a candle, just relax and take it easy. And so it's a really amazing way to relax your body and set it into that rest and recovery mode and transition into sleep. You just take as much time as you need, and thank you so much for joining me today. I feel very relaxed.